So I keep strolling. I keep strolling on social media. I keep strolling on all like articles and things like that because I have to do that, right? Because this is what I do. And I keep seeing questions like this. Where do I start with money? How can I save $1,000? I don't even know where $1,000 is at my budget. Oh, I need to put $350. If I invest that in this, it's going to grow to this. Where am I going to find it? Or I need to save for retirement, but I really can't even handle the day to day, let alone a day later on. The gurus tell me I need to start saving $10,000 to start investing. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Where do I begin? What am I talking about? It's something that you probably have either Googled, seen on social media, or seen within articles. You know, I love to talk about what goes on in articles as well as algorithms that have to actuate you from your money track. And in this video, I think back to this creative that I put up a while ago over Instagram, showing the small things that you can do with your money to make it grow. The notion that social media, articles, even your mindset is probably programmed you to think that you need a lot of money to make a lot of movement. And it honestly, truly, it doesn't go that way. I get it. I have been there. If you go back to the recession of 2010, 2010, all that little time, I tell you my story is how I was thinking then. I learned about money when I didn't have money. So now that I am talking about money, I'm even going to take you back to the place of where I used to be and give you context on how I was feeling, and probably is connected to how you're feeling right now. My name is Nadia. I'm a financial planner as well as an educator. I help people understand their wallet while to build their wealth. In this video, I'm going to talk about a key aspect when it comes to what a lot of financial planners are not talking about. It's the wallet creation, the wealth creation, and how it's going to funnel into being your money management. That's what most financial planners and advisors do. They tackle your wealth management, but not a lot. Talk about the wallet management. This video is going to take you back to pretty much phase one. If you're understanding what's going on within your wallet, you know how I love to say audit your wallet. I talk the basics of money, that when you understand the basics and the small things, you can scale them up to the bigger things. So it may remind me of that video that I was talking about over on social media that looks like this. It was just listing little things that you could do with the money that you have to build your means. And it got a lot of commentary and a lot of shares. And I thought, hey, this might need to be a blog post. This might need to be a YouTube. And here's the YouTube right here. And when I say I get it, you're strolling and you're seeing all these money experts telling you these big numbers as well as these complicated strategies, and you're looking at your wallet and you're like, I can't make this happen. So the point of this video is that I wanted to give more context on the currency that you have now, the means that you have now, while you're going to build for them more later. And what nobody is telling you is that getting started with your money, you're not going to have a lot. I don't fuck what all these gurus and advisors and economists are saying. Technically, I'm one. But I want to talk about the small steps, not where someone else is the baby steps. Love him in some context, but the small steps. When you understand the small things of what you're doing, you're able to look into what's going on within your wallet. You're able to say, this is what the budget that actually needs to make sense. This is what I can start saving. You know, the whole theory of doing some versus doing none, and it actually compounds your sum. This is what this video is. It's kind of like the ground level of all of my money talks. And the reason why I want to give this is because when you have a big goal for your life, you wanted to go on vacation, you are surprised by how many people are not able to go on vacation because they don't have the money, or you want to save for your child's education, or for them to go to college, or to have another option, but you honestly haven't even started with your own money. This video is going to be the foundation for that. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I want to take the fluff out of finance. And everybody loves to talk about financial literacy. And honestly, I had this notion when last night when I was asleep, is that people didn't understand financial education, so they can be literate in finances and then enlarge what money they have. You have seen videos, I'm probably gonna put it here, where janitors are able to make bigger estates, contribute to institutions of higher learning, but they were janitors. It happened for them. Why can't it happen for you within the own goals that you have? And like I said, before we jump in, I just want to give you that reality check that it does not, it takes a lot to make a lot. And you're probably having the notion that she's talking about money. Not necessarily. It takes a lot of consistency with the money that you have to grow the money that you want. Small motion is It's going to give you what you need to grow to what you want to be. And you probably have seen this list and say, I already had this. I already have done this. The theory around it is that I want you to look at this list, knock out the list, and then go ahead and create some more goals. It's about trickling and building your cycle so you can see it happen. So it's about the traction. But the traction taking you to a step to understand where you are with your money so you can actually get it. Because a lot of times you are just random, like moving through life. You know that you want to have this. You know that you want to do that. You know that you want to do this. You're doing screenshots and you're doing grabs. But I want you to do this with your own money, knowing what's going on. Screenshot what you're doing with spending. Screenshot what you're doing within your investing, and then making a tactical plan for it. People are not seeing progress because inflation, rather it is of the economy, greedflation, or it could be inflation within how you handle your money, that it was eating up what you were doing. Let's go back to the basics. You might feel like you have fumbled your money, but we're going to talk about how to make you feel like you're funded. If you've been following me, you know that's the name of my newsletter, which is Fumbled to Funded. And if you think back to where I have fumbled money, from cashing out the 401k I did have, for not having a budget, for overspending on things just because it said sale, to all the fumbled that I had with money and how I have become funded and now totally talk to you about how to do the same thing too. So the thing is, I want you to go ahead and opt into that newsletter and follow me everywhere else on social media. But let's get into it. Where do you begin? If you have been following this channel or you've been following me, you know I love to tell you to do what? Audit your wallet. So let's get into another ideation of what auditing your wallet is. Not like the financial wallet that Caleb Hamer does over on TikTok, but I'm not going to yell at you. I'm going to keep it real with what are you doing and how can you be doing better with the money that you have. Let's get into it. So the reason why I keep bringing Audit Your Wallet up into this group chat is because auditing your wallet is like knowing what's going on with your budget, your spending, and your expenses. And most financial planners, they usually focus on the wealth management. But with my company and of all of this whole brand that you're watching, is that you have to understand the wallet creation, meaning the budget actually fits within this aspect or stage one. You have to know what's going on with your budget. You have to know what's going on within your expenses and spending and things. And you have to also know what's going on with your behavior finance and how it actually matriculates into or goes into how you manage your money. This could actually look like what financial traumas that you had, things that you were learning growing up, and then how does that actually build towards how you are now. That's within phase one. Phase two goes into, yes, the wealth creation. That is the investing, the retirement, all of those things. And those two merge together to allow you to be able to go into wealth management or more easily. The reason why I have taken a step back with things and focus on the wallet creation and the wealth creation is because these are most of the people that do need financial planning, but financial planning has looked so much of the affluent as the wealth management versus for everyone understanding what's going on with their wallet creation as well as their wealth creation. So when it comes to auditing your wallet, it's kind of the starting point. No matter what financial goals or what area you want to focus on, it comes to understanding and auditing what you're doing currently right now with your money. And the reason why I'm going to keep bringing this up is because it is a game changer. Whenever you do an audit of your wallet, how often do I feel that you should do an audit of your wallet? I have a feeling you should do one in Q4 to understand what you were doing throughout the rest of the year to actually turn or fine tune your free trial for 2025 or for the next year. And then you actually should check in with everything around the June, July aspect. Kind of like what you would see people talk about when it comes to goals. So when it comes to it being a game changer, this is what you will need. You're going to need the last 3 months. Sorry, you're going to need the last 3 months of your bank and credit card statements. And then you're going to go and get receipts, if you have any, from the last, let's just say 10 days from your bag or your car. Funny, do you know that actually, if you just are one of those that gets your receipts and you put it in your wallet, it's actually another type of bank statement. Ain't that crazy? Anyway, so you're going to get 3 highlighters. You can make any color, green, yellow, red, even blue. And then you're going to have probably like 30 minutes to an hour or so of uninterrupted time. And this is what it gets fun. You're going to color code everything. Green is going to be for your planned stuff. This is your bills, subscriptions, as well as your necessities. The yellow is going to be for random. Like, how did I spend that moments? So if you go through your bank statements and your credit card statements, you're going to be using yellow or whatever color that you designate this for to be like, what the hell did I spend? So you know that that treat you need to treat yourself, that you was good today, that you deserve this. The boss got on my nerves, them children, them kids, or whatever, and you just tap or swipe, or you was on Amazon just in the middle of the night. This is what the yellow is for. Why the hell did I spend that? And then the red is going to be for things that should be in your budget and aren't. And this is what happens within my budgeting services, because it gets real. Might make you feel uncomfortable, but like I said, it's going to be uncomfortable for you. It's all right. You have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable with the progress with your money. So the next one is for you to set your money GPS. Speaking of GPS, you remember a couple videos ago, I actually have a video talking about doing your money GPS, and it goes back to what I was saying within your financial audit or auditing your wallet, is that you have to know where you currently are with your saving, your budget, your expenses, and things like that, to then know and grow your money. So this goes, I ain't even drinking out of this child. So this goes back to one of the key aspects when it comes to financial planning, is that you have to understand where you are, and then where are your financial goals. When it comes to goals, it's not to be overwhelmed. I want to take it from your screenshots, from your vision board, to what you journal about, down to actionable things. So now that we know where you are with your money, went back and look at that video. I want to focus on your short-term goals, your medium-term goals, in your long-term goals. Oftentimes when I talk to people, when I talk to the short-term goals, it's usually 1 to 3 years, but we're going to buckle that a little bit further out for you due to the fact that you're just starting. So within your short-term goals, we're thinking over the next 3 to 16 months, 18 months. So within that, I want you to think about what is it that you're doing right now that can build up to something. That could be saving $400 with a high yield savings account. You know, I got context on that. It could be setting up that high yield savings account, automating a certain amount, rather it's 10, 20, or $50 or $100 per paycheck or month, and then having that automatically happen. Or that could be tackling one credit card. You've gotten that interest rate down. You called them about your payment or late payments to take that down, to build up your credit score, your credit utilization. You're focusing on one thing, no matter if it's a debt snowball or debt avalanche, you're focusing on one card. So when it comes to your short-term goals, that's what that will look like. And then when it comes to your medium-term goals, coming off that list, is this what you're looking at within the next 2 to 5 years? It could be building up that emergency fund. I know social media make you think that you having that 3 to 6 months is going to be overnight, but those are a couple of thousands of dollars based upon a couple of months of what you spend it monthly. Understanding what it looks like to save a month, and then building up to those 3 to 6 months will put you within a medium term goal setting thing. And then even getting life insurance, even though honestly it takes not even 10 minutes to get life insurance within your budget, right? If you get term or whole. And I want you to get life insurance outside of your employer. And then when it comes to the long-term goals, what are you doing today that can build up to building what you want tomorrow? So the long-term goals will be the IRA, building up to a threshold that you feel is good. On my blog post talking about IRAs, I talk about the cash and the carry ratio. We're going to have a separate video for that. And then understanding what's going on with your retirement account. If you are 5 years to retirement, here's a couple of books that I recommend for you to read. And even if you're not that close to retirement, those books are something that I would suggest for you, as well as the other books that are on my reading list on my blog, as well as over on Amazon. But then the thing that is wild, when you have these big goals, you can break it down in chunks. If you've been following me, you know what this chunk method is. You take the big ass goal, which is the bag, then you break it up into quarterly goals, then you break it down a little bit more to what it's going to take for me to do on the month, and then what it's going to take me to do on the week, and what it's going to take me to do day by day. So you know that $400 we were talking about, right? When I first started with my money, I felt $400 was like, I can't do it. So we're going to break that down. This is going to be kind of like SMART goals when it comes to your stacks. So that 400, back to that 400 down to what's it going to take on the month, That is $33.33 on the month. Then that's going to break down to $7.69 on the week, and there's $1.10 a day. So that explanation of what it looks like to take a big ass goal and to break it down is what it looks like to expound if you want to save 400. So whenever you get that 400 saved in a high yield savings account, then you're going to build it and take it a step further. You're going to save 1,000. You're going to save 10,000 towards the goal that you have. Another thing that I want to bring up is when people are starting with their money, I usually suggest to them to do either a no spend or a low spend challenge. You look through your budget, you determine this is the areas that I usually overspend. Most of the time people find it to be they're eating out, they're shopping, or what have it be. I know you want to do bills, but you can't do that, right? So I have a video about this. This has been doing very well that breaks down what that no spend, low spend looks like for you. I usually suggest to my clients whenever they're working with me when it comes to their budget and cash flow planning for them to do a no spend or low spend challenge for at least 2 weeks, or to track your spending to understand what you need to do. A low spend challenge is. So step 1, track your spending for the next 10 days. After that next 10 days, you do a no spend, low spend challenge based upon a debrief from that no spend or low spend over the areas that you overspend within that tracking for another 2 weeks, and then you're going to debrief, and then you're going to make your budget of your reality, not just your ratio. I have blog content, I have creative coming out or digital guides coming out about that. So it's about understanding where you are to build up the goals for where you want to go. So the small things matter. Like I told you, for you to even know what's going on or to build a GPS for it or a roadmap for it, you have to understand and look at what you're currently doing with your money. When it comes to seeing social media can be a very loud place, and it can make you think that you're not doing enough. And you can think, well, I see this person, they always on vacation, they don't have a job, they don't have this, it must be a scammer or whatever. Focus on your own paper. No matter which way you flip it, the bread comes first. So when you focus on your own paper, you're able to understand what's going on with your paper and then align it to your goals. For you to actually live above your means, you have to know what your means are. Means or what can you do, what can't you do, and then how you can correct what you can't do into making it versions of what you can do. So don't necessarily cut your experiences due to your expenses. Change your experiences to fit your expenses, if that makes sense. So going over to this last part is for you to build your money confidence. That's what I was talking about. It's because you see your money situation, you didn't get there overnight. We talked about this over on my LinkedIn, interestingly enough, that you didn't get there overnight. So it's not going to take overnight for it to happen. Unless you hit the lotto. And even if you hit the lotto, you might lose your dough because you don't know where to go with the money that you have that you've been using to grow. You know how to make things rhyme. So it's okay that you are not going to get there, whatever there is overnight, that you have to build confidence up into what you currently have, into what you're going to have. And this is why the small wins builds confidence and it builds money management. If you don't have a money management system, it's beyond a budget. It's how you handle your money, how you think about your money, your goals and things. If you don't have a money management system, your money it's going to be hard to manage. Just saying. Every time that you check out your bank account without anxiety, you're going to be able to align even more. Like I usually say, some people need money management help, which is why you have me. Some people need more money to manage, which is a lot of us, but it's a combination sometimes of people having both. So that's how financial education is very key to building up financial literacy versus just focusing on what you want to be. Anyway, so I want you to move from having anxiety to alignment due to starting small and scaling big. And you're not just managing money, you're building a whole new relationship with money. The same way you have a relationship with your boo, or you working to, is what you kind of have when it comes with your money. So drop in the comments, what is your biggest money question off of this video? I know it's not the usual that you get from me, but I just really want to talk about this because as we're going through Q4 and the holidays are coming up, and then you're going to have January and you're going to start a new year and you're like, well, I didn't even do anything last year. You survived, okay? So now we're going to thrive with what we're doing with our money in 2025. So drop in the comment section, what questions do you have? What do you think about this video? What is one from this creative that you're going to actually tackle when it comes to your money? And as I wrap up, I want you to have this key takeaway is that don't wait until you think you have enough to make it grow. What is your number? What number do you feel comfortable with having when it comes to savings, when it comes to investing, when it comes to doing whatever you want? And then you're going to look at where you are, and then that's going to help build the fuel to fund your funds. It's all about managing the money that you have even better. You don't need to make dramatic changes or even follow some guru's complicated steps or buy a course, even though I have a course, but it's not really that much. But anyway, doing some towards those goals is better doing none. because it's like compound interest. As you add to it, it grows no matter how much money it is. And interestingly enough, compound interest works the opposite way. Whatever you don't do, it's going to grow. So whatever you don't course correct, it's going to grow. Like if you do not pay that bill, even you paying some towards that bill, it's knock it down, versus you not paying towards that bill, the interest is still going to build, correct? Rome is not built in a day, neither is financial success or whatever it looks like for you. And if you have kids, your kids seeing what you're doing with your money is going to actually add another compound interest, because you're not just going to be telling them you need to save. You're going to be showing them, working with them. I talked about on this video or this short about you being your child's first financial planner. So you have to understand what's going on with your goals before you build towards your kids. Understand what you as a parent, you as a rich auntie, uncle, or whatever, what your money goes, then as your child's or niece's financial planner or nephew's financial planner or cousins or play cousins, whatever, that you're going to be able to say, hey, this is what I was doing for my retirement, my savings, was how I got the house. You show them and work with them on that. Imagine how that's going to compound. So let's go to recap. The recap is that I want you to look at what's going on, doing an audit of your wallet. You know, I'm going to keep telling you to do that. Then I want you to determine what are your financial goals. So whenever you know where you are, you're able to look at your financial goals and say, this is what I want to do for the short term. This is what I want to do for the medium term. This is what I want to do for the long term. The long term is adding a little bit of intergenerational wealth within the aspect. And then whenever you determine, you can make your own list. You can copy if you want to. It's over on the blog. So go look at the blog and make your own list or build from that. If you already got those, use those as like inspiration for you to implement your money better. So after you do look at that and you make out your financial goals, then you're going to make a roadmap on what does what does that look like broken out into quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, and then how do you add traction? You want to know a way for you to figure out how you're going to be able to handle these things? Think about what you did to this year. What went well, what didn't go well, and what went well, and what was the formula to make that function. And whenever you have that formula, you're going to then take it and apply it to that list or whatever the goal that you have left for this year. So whenever you do that, you're able to add some traction by your action. So whenever you do that, you're able to see, this is what I'm doing, this is what I am doing. It's going to give you comfort. You didn't get here overnight. We talked about this over on LinkedIn when someone was commenting on the thing where I was saying about your kids. And here's the thing, and I'm just off the dome with it. We can't get mad at our parents if they didn't do what you see parents doing now, or probably what you're doing as a parent. The reason why is because the parents didn't know what they didn't know. And I hate seeing people talk about the retirement situation right now. Is looking very interesting. You're seeing some retirees are close to poverty, regardless of the wealth transfer that the articles give you and social media gives you. Because people, the same way that you and I are facing inflation, the retirees are as well. That's why you're seeing some of them having to work out of necessity, not because they need something to do, because of necessity, because Social Security doesn't cover so much. Because honestly, they were having a tough time handling the day-to-day, let alone having kids, having to send kids to college, or having to get financial aid for kids or whatever, that they couldn't save for retirement as much as they wanted to. And then when they saved for retirement, they weren't able to save in certain funds that would give them funds. Because you know how I told you about how saving some is still key to having to grow your sum? If they would have known about other funds within it, if they would have known about certain things, that they probably could have been in a better position. So don't get mad because if your parent didn't teach you this or your parent didn't teach you that. You now have the tools to actually teach yourself and actually help your parents. Sound like somebody I know, me. Because my parents one taught me about investing, one taught me about handling and understanding your budget, and I learned the basics of. And I thought about this in church as well. One taught me how to write a check, and one taught me how to balance a checkbook, but they had to learn with their experience more so than their parents teaching them. So don't feel bad or be bad towards your parents that, oh, they didn't show me how to do this. Your parents was doing what the heck they could do to survive, especially if they look like me. So within that said, that was another off the topic. You know, I usually do that. So if you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button as well as that bell icon to make sure that you never miss any videos from me, even shorts. I've been doing shorts almost every day. So go ahead and, a little yap about money. Check out the blog for a full breakdown of not only what we talked about today, but other topics. Recently on the blog, I have HSAs and FSAs. I have IRAs, life insurance 101. What happens if you were to happen to break the emergency case when it comes to your 401k, meaning you took a withdrawal. I talk about that. It's a lot of stuff on there. And also, I talked about at the top of this video that my Fumble to Funded newsletter is something that you should be opted into as well. We're really going to start going in, especially at the beginning of the year, about setting the precedents for what when it comes to your financial goals from a perspective of a financial planner. So you're going to get a freebie depending on what you click. And you're gonna get exclusive tips. And I'm everywhere. I'm on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads, LinkedIn, every day. It's always in the description bar. And if you're looking for a financial planner, I'm your girl. I not only do financial planning within the traditional comprehensive aspect, it's kind of a holistic aspect when you add a budgeting and cash flow planning element to it. And I also have some guides coming out, some budgeting tips coming out. So I'm really getting ready to hit the full force on everything. And don't forget to comment down below what you got from this video to help your money grow and stay funded. That's it.